Hello everyone, welcome to the course. In this video, I would like to talk about your role as a teacher in using ICT in teaching and learning English. First of all, please watch the following video clip about the change of teachers' roles with the use of ICT in learning and teaching in general.
created using Powtoon.
So, in using ICT in teaching and learning English, teachers have to play 8 different roles at the same time, namely a facilitator and guide, an integrator, a researcher, a designer, a collaborator, an orchestrator, and an evaluator with new changes in comparison with their roles in a traditional classroom. As facilitators, teachers must in many ways know more than they would as directive givers of information. Facilitators must be aware of a variety of materials available for improving students' language skills, not just 1 or 2 texts, because textbooks is no longer the sole source of information. There are multimedia programs offering sound and vision, showing how native speakers interact. Electronic dictionaries and encyclopedias are available for instant reference. Online newspapers providing up-to-date information on current affairs in the countries of the target language. Official websites offering background information on policy, tourism, political views. As facilitators, teachers have to be flexible, responding to the needs that students have, not just what has been set up ahead of time based on a curriculum developer's idea of who will be in the classroom. Teacher training is a key element to success in this more flexible language classroom, so that teachers can use multimedia and other resources effectively. Teachers must not only know and understand the functions of different media available in the media-rich environment, they should also know when best to use them effectively. In the joint construction of projects with their learners, they need to guide learners the use of word processing, graphics, and presentation programs. Teachers should get learners to know the fact that the foreign language environment of the target language is as vibrant and multifaceted as society in which they live. Teachers need to know how and where they can access information for their own and for their learners' use. Knowledge and competent use if search engines and reliable information sources are essential. For those concerned with mainstream education, the etiquette and reliability of information sources must figure as one of the main criteria for the selection of background material. Familiarity with the use of electronic tools for language analysis will enable teachers to further develop their own linguistic and professional competence and increase their confidence in the use of the language. Teachers need to learn how to put together tasks and materials to guide their learners to successful execution and conclusion of their projects. Unlike work with conventional teaching materials, textbook, workbook, audio, and video materials, which have been graded, pre-assembled, and collated in a chronological order, the design of learning scenarios is much more complex, requiring higher order skills, involving researching and evaluating source materials, setting overall aims and objectives, and breaking down tasks into meaningful and manageable sequences. The investment in time and effort above implies a sharing of responsibilities and tasks among teaching staff. If there is not to be a general rejection of new technology because it confronts them with an impossible workload. Collaboration with colleagues will lighten the burden or make the efforts more fruitful and rewarding. Obviously, cooperation within a specific teaching situation will prove more efficient, producing tailor-made responses to the local situation. Teacher will need to develop fairly sophisticated management skills in order to be able to provide a healthy balance between the different elements which make up the new learning environments. Mastery and confidence in the use of technology needs to be applied to the learning designs and abilities of individual learners while covering the prescribed syllabus or curriculum which is often set by outside authorities. For many teachers, opening up the classroom to the outside world presents as much as a threat as an opportunity. Their authority is challenged in a world of constantly changing patterns, when it is often difficult to establish, for example, the difference between correct and incorrect language use. In the protected environment of the textbook, they have recourse to the authority of the author or publisher. In the wide mangroves of the real world, they must constantly be searching for new patterns confirmed by reliable data from trusted sources. A further challenge is often presented to them by learners who possess more advanced computer skills than they do. However, if they are prepared to enter into the adventure of ongoing learning together with their students, they will find it a rewarding and fruitful experience. A prerequisite is that they are prepared to act as the experienced guide for their learners, and not as the all-knowing master who controlled and dominated the classroom of the yesteryear. If task-based, project-oriented work in the foreign language classroom using the new media is to become the norm, or at least form an important part of activities, the models of evaluation need to be revised radically. Standard multiple-choice examinations are, for example, hardly likely to test a learner's newly acquired skills in web literacy. A portfolio-based approach to assessing language competence and skills acquired would be seen to be more appropriate way of recording progress in the target language. As the skills to be acquired by learners are largely identical to those to be mastered by teachers in training, this form of evaluation should be practiced in initial and inset training courses, providing teachers with first-hand experience of the system and with direct relevance to their own situation. So, we've discussing teachers' new roles in using ICT in English teaching and learning, and the new requirements for teachers in order to apply ICT in their classroom effectively. For further information, please watch other videos and do some readings in this week. Thank you.